Anyways. Alright, let's try this again. Hey everybody, welcome to a afternoon streaming session from the Great Company Podcast. I'm Derek, and on our last episode we talked about leadership decks, and specifically Monosphere leadership decks. And I wanted to try one of these out for you guys today. We talked a lot about the Swarm questing theme, if you like, and that's what I'm going to attempt today. I've got a nice Gondor deck built. We're going to attempt the Assault on Osgiliath quest to try to keep it thematic, and also just to try this quest again. I played it once or twice solo and I beat it pretty handily because it has some odd win conditions, but when I played it two-player it got really hard. So we'll see how it goes today. I've got the handy dandy webcam going so you can see my reaction as the encounter deck ruins my day. Before I go over the deck that I've made, shout out to Vigo there in the chat room. I think we've got one other friend in the chat room as well. So if you are in Europe, hopefully you can get to check this out too, because usually we stream at night, and this will give our European friends a chance to actually see something played live. Then they don't have to stay up till 3:30 in the morning, as Vigo said he does usually. Alright, let's talk about this deck for a minute. Got a pretty good opening hand. This is, again, mono leadership, focusing on Gondor and focusing on lots and lots of weenie allies, and we'll see if it will work against the forces of the enemy here in Osgiliath. Let's go over our heroes first. Naturally, I've got Leadership Boromir. He's hugely important when playing Leadership Gondor. Gondor in general, especially if you do match it with a lore Gondor deck with the Rangers. He's awesomely powerful for there. Oh, looks like David's in the chat room now. Hey David, how's it going? So anyway, Boromir is hugely important. We're going to try to keep one resource on him at all times to make sure that the Gondor weenies get their +1 attack boost. Theodred, not quite as thematic. He's not a Gondor hero, but he's insanely useful in keeping that point on Boromir. That's kind of his job. And then lastly, of course, is Prince Imrahil, who's just a powerhouse in stats. And we have lots of teeny Gondorian footmen running around the battle today, and they're going to be getting squashed left and right. And so Imrahil will gain a lot of advantage from that. Where are we at here? Okay, let's look at the rest of the deck real quick. We've got Aaron Rider will, of course, make an appearance in case I need to shuffle resources around, in case, you know, Boromir needs that one resource that I can't get to him for some odd reason. Really, he's there in case I'm playing multiplayer and I just didn't swap him out. Citadel Custodian is there. He's just, again, super cheap, super useful ally who will get boosted up once Visionary Leadership hits the table. Same thing with the Ship Captain. Really, all of these guys are not super strong. They're just there to get to demonstrate how the buffing of Boromir and Visionary Leadership can help. If we wanted to go bananas, I could have included Aragorn and Sword That Was Broken, but I wanted to try to keep it mostly Gondor today, and we'll see if it actually works. Of course, Faramir's there, who's going to make it our questing numbers huge once he hits the table. Herald of Honorian is going to help us to crank out allies pretty quickly. I'm not really concerned with my threat, because the whole idea is you just get out lots of little guys and steamroll this quest as quickly as possible. And if my threat jumps up a bit because of the Herald's doomed effect, I'm really not too worried about it. In addition to the Herald, I've also got, of course, a very good tail down here for cranking out those allies as quickly as possible. The other allies are pretty standard. Squire's going to help us get resources, as is the Envoy. There is some sieging in this quest, and so to help complement that, or compensate for that, I've got 3 copies of White Tower Watchman, who's useful for defending and also siege questing. And then, of course, Gandalf is going to be helpful as well. That's one thing leadership lacks. There are no super beefy defenders apart from Elro here, and I chose not to use him. The kind of go-to guy in a quest like this would be Baragond, but obviously he's not leadership, so I did not put him in this deck. So that's where I want to see if this will actually work, because I don't have any buffing for my allies. Sorry, Dan just sent me a text that was quite humorous. Dan and I are going to be streaming again tonight, so if this goes poorly and I don't put it on YouTube, I'll have a good game with Dan tonight that we can post. Anyway, as I was saying, I don't have a way to boost these allies' defense, so we'll see if that swarm thing actually works when the siege location comes out. 3 copies of Visionary, which I put 3 in there because I just needed to get it out there, and luckily I did get it in my opening hand, so that's going to be really useful. 1 Path of Need just for fun, 1 Tome of Atanatar in case I need to recycle anything, like, say, Sneak Attack. And then the rest of it is, again, just to complement the Gondor theme, round out the deck. Wealth of Gondor to keep the resources flowing. Strength of Arms to keep my allies ready as needed. For Gondor to beef them up just in case. And that should, I think, help with sieging as well. And Valiant Sacrifice to help us draw some cards. Fresh Tracks just for good fun, to show off a very cool card. Yeah, the Custodian and the Ship Captain, we'll see how they do. Because, again, they usually get skipped over because they're so wimpy. But I think they're going to work well in this deck. But we shall see. We might get stomped. So we have returned from Minas Tirith just in time to join the army of Gondor as it marches to Osgiliath. An army of orcs and Southrons have garrisoned the ancient city, as usual. And Lord Boromir means to retake it, and he's here with us. Eager to strike a blow against Mordor, you will see the city retaken or die in the attempt. Maybe not die, maybe run away, Monty Python style. I have chosen one enemy and one unique location. Oh, I didn't choose a unique one. I chose a regular one, a generic one. So let me fix that. So we'll put Ruined Square back in the deck. Find a unique location. Where are they at? Let's do... I don't want to do that one. We should try to pick a wimpy one because that way it'll be a little easier until my deck gets ramped up. I don't like that one. Not unique anyway. Do. No, they're making this choice pretty easy. Alright, we'll do... Yeah, why not? Let's just to keep things moving. Let's do the West Gate. I would pick the Ancient Harbor, but I don't like that one. So let's do the West Gate. Shuffle. Alright, so I picked this weenie guy because he's not going to get pumped up for a while because I'm not going to control any location. So just as a reminder, the way this quest works is after you clear a location, you take control of it. You kind of set it in front of you as a player. And if we control all of the locations at the end of any given round, all the Osgiliath locations, then we win. There's no quest points. There's no enemies to defeat. It's just if I control all of the Osgiliath locations at the end of the round, I win. And that could be this round, or not the first round, obviously, but it could be the second round, or it could drag out for a long time. We'll have to see what happens. So let's talk about the West Gate real quick. The action says, if there is no active location, search the encounter deck and discard pile for an Osgiliath location, reveal it added to the staging area, then make Westgate the active location, shuffle the encounter deck, and then it says, after the player who controls Westgate lets an attack go undefended, I have to put it back in the staging area. So, which represents me losing control of that area. So, potentially, I could add another Osgiliath location to the staging area to put this one in the active slot if I wanted to clear it out. Probably not going to do that. But anyway, as I was saying, with this enemy, he only gets pumped up once they actually control some location. So he should be not too threatening once for the first few rounds. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get started. I've chattered enough. Alright, so in my hand I've got White Tower Watchman, Visionary Leadership, Squire, Valiant Sacrifice, and 2 Heralds of Honorian. Thank you, shuffling algorithm. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? So Herald of Honorian could be useful to get that Squire out, but that's too cheap to waste that on. And I'd like to have some allies on the table before I play Visionary. So let's do... I need 5 to kill this guy, so let's just do the Squire real quick. Yeah, we'll do the Squire. Let's see if I can remember all my hotkeys here. He's good. He'll get some resources going, and then I can trigger Valiant Sacrifice after he gets smushed. And what the heck? I'll go ahead and put out a Herald, and I'll save the second one for when I actually have an ally to put into play. So I will not trigger his doomed response, but I need some help with the questing. So there's 3 threat in the staging area, plus 1. I'd like to be able to take this guy out this round, but I also need the questing. So let's see what happens. Obviously, I'm going to send Theodred, and I'll give my resource to Boromir. I'll send Imrahil because he's going to pop up once the Squire gets squashed. And so between them, that's enough to kill this dude. And so we'll send one more with the Herald. So I'm questing for a total of 4. Probably going to lose on questing this turn, but that's okay because hopefully we'll get some more dudes cranked out pretty quickly. Questing for 4, 3 card. All right, here we go. First card is... Oh, great. The Orc Arbalesters, so my threat total is now at 5. So of course I'm going to lose by 1. These guys suck. They've got Archery X. Luckily, I'm playing Solo Sphere, Monosphere, and so there's only going to be 1 Archery. But that's bad news to get that out this quickly. So let's see. So I lost by 1. Threat goes up by 1. We are obviously going to travel to the West Gate, which is going to be helpful. This dude is going to come down as we move to engagement. I'm going to leave this guy here as much as I'd like to kill him. I can't really do that yet. We will... give him his shadow card. He's going to be attacking the Squire. Sorry, little buddy. So sweet and innocent. Oh, good. No shadow, and I'm really happy to see Southron support go away as a shadow card because that card sucks, ladies and gentlemen. So actually he defends it, didn't he? Wow, how do you like that? I totally screwed up my own plan. And the internet is laughing at me right now. So the Squire, with his 1 defense, blocked the weenie Southron Phalanx, and I just shot myself in the foot. I'm sure all of you are screaming at home. So it actually bounces off the Squire. I'm not going to follow through my brilliant plan because I didn't think it through as usual, but that's all right. Boromir, let's see if there's anything I can do. No, nothing can be done. So Boromir's going to take a swing for 3. The gentleman's going to take 1 damage. Whoops, not 1 progress, 1 damage. And that's going to be the end of the round. So that was didn't quite go as planned, because I like to bumble when I'm streaming just for fun. But anyways, let's continue on here. Oh, question from the audience. Does this one have... Oh, yeah. So this one is... yeah, he asked if this is the one where you can only play tactics. What is that, Orc Vanguard or something like... No, not the Orc Vanguard. There is an Orc card, and I think it's in this deck that only lets you play tactics. You're right. So that's a good point. I didn't think of that. So hopefully we won't see that card. But that's the beauty of playing solo. You only get 1 card at a time. So we'll see if that happens. Let's go ahead and refresh. All right. All right, all right, all right. What to do, what to do. Okay, so we're going to do 1, 2 for Visionary on Boromir. So now all Gondor characters, including heroes, get +1 willpower, which is huge. And then we'll spend 1, whoops, resource to put in the Errand Rider. Let's see. Well, we'll leave the Squire again, just in case, because we might get a shadow that might beef him up again, which would trigger the plan I had originally intended for this. So we'll keep him back. We'll do the same thing. We'll send our heroes. And unfortunately, Theodred does not get the boost, but he will still give his resource to Boromir. Errand Rider gets +1. Herald of Anorian gets +1. Imrahil gets +1, so we are at 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's looking a little better than last time. Oh, I forgot archery last round. And I'm sure there's a pretty big delay in the stream, so that's why these our friends in the chat room are not keeping us honest. So let's put 1 archery on Boromir. Okay, so what did I say? We're questing for 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. We have currently 2 in the staging area, 2 threat in the staging area with the Arbalester. So let's go ahead and pull the card, see what happens. Alright, so it is a second Osgiliath location, so I'm not going to win this round. The Ruined Square is going to Surge to reveal another Osgiliath location. Surge is after an enemy is defeated, place 1 progress token on Ruined Square, so that's pretty good. So we may be able to bump it out without even having to travel there. And then if a character leaves play, we're going to return it to the staging area. That's pretty bad on a deck that expects guys to leave play. You are absolutely right. I already screwed up Theodred. Thanks, Brad. So let's remove those 2 and put the 1 on Imrahil. Well, Okay, we'll say I didn't spend the one he got this round. Put the other one on Imrahil. There we go. Alright, continuing on here. Okay, so we got 2, 4, 5 threats. So 8 is 3, so we'll put 3 on there. Okay. I need 7 to try to think if I can take on these Arbalesters right now. I don't know that I can, because I don't control any locations yet, so I have no problem taking that South Ron phalanx undefended, because my guys are still pretty beefy. I need 7 to take this guy out. He only swings for 1 too, so I could potentially take them both undefended. And that would give me 7 with the Squire to take him out. That's pretty risky, though. Yeah, Brad just said he hates Ruin Square. Does hate this deck. So that's my point. Is I'm going to try to take some of these guys out, hopefully, and put some progress on there before I start losing guys. But we shall see. All right, I am going to engage this dude. Slide that over. All right. No, that isn't going to work, is it? Because our Squire is not going to die anyway, which is not going to ready Imrahil. Scratch that. So we'll stick with this for now. So the top of combat, we need to do an archery damage. So I will put 1 on the Errand Rider. Well, let's see what happens this time. Maybe the Squire will actually die. Nope, no shadow. So he blocks it again. Yeah. Boromir attacks back for 1 more. And we're ready here. Yeah, I'm already starting to get bogged down. Luckily I have Visionary. Alright, let's do this. So we'll do 1, 2, whoops. We'll learn these hotkeys one day. 1, 2, 3 for the White Tower Watchman. And then 1 more for another Squire. Okay, let's quest. So 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. So 4, right, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we'll keep that guy back for defending. Well, that's not going to cut it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's just send in Boromir. We got to start. We got to pick up the pace here. No, we need him to kill stuff. Okay, that's what we'll do. So we'll add 2 more. So question for 10. Rico's got a question. Are the developers trying to make their stories fit with the original stories? Like this would be when Boromir takes Osgiliath before he leaves for Rivendell. Is it totally made up? Yeah. The game is set just as Zhang Wenka says. It's set between Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, so this would be a separate occasion. The enemy between the point in which Sauron declares himself in Mordor, which is 29. I mean, it's shortly after the events of the Hobbit, 2950, something like that, of the Third Age. He's pretty much at war with Gondor. And so there were several times where he fights over Osgiliath. So this was one of those times because he just won't give up. That guy's kind of a jerk. All right, questing for 10. There are 5 in the staging area right now. we'll see what happens. Oh, that's just what I want to see. Orc War Camp, which adds another 5, so 10, so we're going to break even, which is not good. We're not doing so good here, gang. If an orc enemy is in play, progress tokens cannot be placed on orc war camp walls in the staging area. So that sucks. We got 3, 4, 5, 10, broke even, so we didn't raise our threat, but this war camp is a pain in the butt, and I need to get this west gate out of here. So I'm definitely going to take this guy now, because I need that threat out of the staging area. And I really need to start cranking out allies. We'll see. Alright, so top of combat, we'll go ahead and dish out shadow cards. And I've got 1 archery damage to deal. Let's put it on this dude. And let's see if we can get somebody killed here. Alright, so this will be on the squire again. +1 for each location. I don't control any locations yet in counter deck. I actually want you to kill this guy. And so here comes the nasty shadow card, the one that I declare undefended. Oh, nope. Hey, and we lost the power of Mordor. That's good. So instead of having to do this nasty treachery where you kind of redo the staging area, it got discarded as a shadow card. I like that. So that's 1 point of attack undefended. We'll put that on Emerhill. That sounds pretty good to me. And now Boromir will finally get to kill this dude. Attacking for 3, -2 defense is 1. And he's finally dead. Alright, good deal. So I didn't get to kill this guy yet. We'll sort that out next time. I just got to get a move on here. Okay, so here's a very good tale. Alright. And I forgot to give Emerhill his resource. We were talking about that at the game shop. So much board state, so much stuff that's easy to forget, especially if you're not the world-class player that I am. So we're going to do 2 for another Herald. We're not going to use his ability, but what we are going to do is I'm going to do both of these guys for let's see if I want to do that, because I want to be able to have enough for Faramir if he gets put out, so I need at least 4, but I also like to have one of these guys around for questing instead of these weenie guys. So we'll do the 2 Heralds when we play a very good tale. So we've exhausted them. We're going to discard the top 5, put up to 2 allies into effect. By this effect into play under your control. Total cost of the allies put into play cannot exceed the total cost of the allies exhausted to pay for this. So we get a maximum of 4 points to play with. So let's start discarding. 1, 2, who's this guy? 3, 4, 5. Okay, so who do I got? Basically, of these 3 guys, I can choose 2 of those 3 to play with. And these guys are effectively the exact same thing. Except I can move a resource around, which really doesn't help me at all. At all, really. And this guy's equally useless because I don't have any allies in my hand to play, so that point of defense isn't going to make too big of a difference. So I'm going to put these 2 chaps into play and discard the Herald, and just for kicks, we'll put a resource from Theodred onto Boromir since he can't actually use Theodred's questing ability. Alright, so now we've got a few more of these allies kicking here, and they're getting pumped up thanks to visionary leadership, so hopefully I can start making some progress and doing stuff instead of getting bogged down with these blasted things. So let's okay, that's what we're going to do. So Theodred, Emerhill gets a buck. Be quiet, cell phone. We're going to send Squire, Errand Rider, other Squire. We're just going to send them all. Except for this guy's going to hang back, so we can hopefully kill this guy. But, so that'll work. Alright, so we've got 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We've still got 10 in the staging area. This is getting bad, guys. I don't know if I can overcome. Let me make sure I counted that right. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's bad. We need Faramir in a big way. Alright, let's see what happens. Really, you can't give me a treachery When revealed, South-Run Commander makes an immediate attack from the staging area against each player who controls at least one location. Well, joke's on you in counter deck. I don't control a location. But that's 3 threat. That sucks. Alright, we got 3, 8, 11. Broke even again. This is bad, people. This is real bad. We're going to get locked down pretty quick. Well, I got to get this threat out of the staging area, so I'm going to have to engage him. My hope was to let that archery kill one of these squires, ready Imrahil, take this guy undefended, and then just cut him down with Boromir, Imrahil, and the guard of the Citadel. But that is probably not going to happen because I have to get that threat out of the staging area. So let me go ahead and dish shadow cards, and then I'll decide what I'm going to do. I'm still going to let the squire take the 1 point of archery, which is going to kill him, which will let me ready Imrahil, which will let me spend 1 to play Valiant Sacrifice, which might have been good for me to save a very good tail for. But maybe another ally will die and leave play and I can try it again. Alright, what to do? So I effectively have 6, 7, 8 damage to play around with, but I've got 2 attacks coming. I have no problem taking this Arbalester undefended, but that's going to run out real quick as my heroes start soaking up damage. You don't... Oh, I didn't shuffle my deck after Very Good Tail. Alright, we'll put these guys back in there and shuffle it. That's why I love streaming. Make sure I don't cheat. Alright, so let me draw those 2 cards again since I didn't shuffle. Might work out better. Hey, that's alright, so we could potentially put some more allies into play. I don't know, man. I don't know. This guy was super good with a Very Good Tail, so I might put him into play on the cheap next round and just let him do that. But anyway, so let's see what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to take this 1 undefended. We'll go ahead and do that first. Hopefully it won't ruin the game for me. Enemy attacks again after this attack. That's cute. So 1 point undefended will go on Boromir. And I'm going to do it again because I really... Let's see. 7. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to kill this guy anyway. So we'll play it safe. And we'll attack this guard. +1. Okay, so this guy's going to die. And I will go ahead and play the other Valiant Sacrifice. Okay, so now we got some dudes to play. That's positive. So next round should hopefully go a little better. And definitely can't take this undefended, so yeah, I botched that pretty good. I should have let the weenie take that one. Yeah, oh well, hopefully this won't be a dead hero. It's 5. No, this is a dead hero. Wah, wah. This is not going well. I did not think that one through, so let's just go ahead and kill off Imrahil. 2 additional shadow cards. Let's see how badly we can kill Imrahil here. If this attack destroys a character, which it will, the character's controller must return a location he controls the staging area. Yeah, I totally botched this one. So that's 5 minus 2 is 3, which is enough to kill Imrahil. So let's try this again and see if I can do a little bit of a better job of thinking my decisions through. Alright, so let's load up my deck. See what happens here. Okay, opening hand actually looks really good, so we'll stick with that. And get the quest going here. Whoops. That's not it. Where'd it go? I did not click that one. Let's try that again. And I got such a good opening hand, too. Oh well. So I was just advised by the group here, which I think there's like a minute-long delay, which is insane, that because of the White Tower Watchman, I could have taken that undefended attack on him and lost him instead of Imrahil. But I don't actually read the cards. That's a quick tip from me. If you want to play a game right, don't read the cards. Alright, let's see what we did here. Alright, that'll work. Let's try this again. Alright, assault on Osgiliath. We're going to try this again here. We're going to add... We're actually going to try this Uric Soldier, because that way I can actually start killing some people. Let me look at my opening hand before I make that decision. No, because we don't have any of the squires, so we'll stick with the weenie guy. And we will stick with the west gate again. And shuffle the encounter deck. Let's do it. Here we go. So that's pretty good. We got a very good tail first go, so we can get some guys out next round. So let's do... We'll go ahead and spend all the monies. Put in an errand rider. And... No, we don't want errand rider. He's useless right now. So we'll just spend 2 to put in... this guy. I'm going to actually get some questing going. No, let's see. Let's try this again. We'll do 2 for Visionary, and then 1 for Errand Rider. That way I will have Visionary in play, so that next round when we start bringing some more allies in, they'll already have the quest boost going. And then round after that, we'll try a very good tail. But then I can't use fresh tracks. Whatever. Here we go. And we're going to send... this guy's going to come down. I'll keep taking it undefended because that's how I'll roll. We'll send the team. So we've got 2, 3. That goes Boromir. 4, 5, 6, 7. Because all I need to do is break even. There's 3 there, so 7 might be overkill. So let's keep the Errand Rider back just in case something really nasty comes off the encounter deck. So that's 6. Yeah. I'm like triple checking now. I'm all paranoid. Keep making mistakes. Oh, I called it. We got a nasty one. When revealed, add the topmost orc enemy from the encounter discard pile to the staging area. Luckily, there are none of those because this is the first card, but we still got this nasty guy who I may choose to engage, but we'll see. So anyway, we got 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Quested for 6, so we didn't lose. We can go ahead and travel to the west gate. And this guy's going to come down automatically, but let me decide if I want to optional this guy. I don't think I do, because Two-Thread isn't that bad, and he's super gnarly, and I'm not going to be able to kill him just yet. So, yeah. So we'll just leave him there, and we will engage the South Ron Phalanx. And watch this. So last game, I never got any shadows that would let me kill these weenies. And I bet you anything, first round is going to be a shadow that beefs up this Phalanx so that he kills my Errand Rider. Calling it. Defending player discards an attachment he controls. That is freaking great. That's exactly what I want to happen. So now Visionary is gone. So now I got to wait for that to come back. Oh! We have an addition to the chat room. The Steward of Gondor, Chris Shock, is here. Alright, so he takes a point of damage. And there's nothing else I can or want to do this round. So we're going to call it. All right. Now's the time for Gondor to make a comeback here. Let's see. I think that's what I want to do. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. So let's do this. We're going to do 2 for the guard. 2, whoops. Hello. 2 for the herald. And we will trigger his effect. So we got Doom 2, which I'm not too concerned about because this guy's 40. And I'm going to put in the ship captain for free. And then we're going to do a very good tale by exhaust. I mean, it doesn't matter. They got the same quest power. So we'll do the captain and the herald. And let's discard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is a pretty obvious decision. I would love to have this guy because his printed cost is so high. I'll be able to just crank out lots of allies from the next Very Good Tale, but I've discarded Very Good Tale. I don't know when I'm going to see it again. So we're just going to take those 4 resources and put the White Tower Watchman into play. Though I am sad I didn't get 2 allies out of it. What can you do? So the rest of this stuff gets discarded. And then, as I was reminded, I don't have to shuffle. I was supposed to shuffle before I did it. Sorry, Internet. I was supposed to shuffle before I did it. But you know what? Let's do it. Let's redo it. We're going to try to do it correctly. So these are all going to go... Oh, that doesn't go back there. These are all going to go back in there. We're going to do it right. And then that's going to go there. Why not? Now we shuffled. Now we discard 5. 1. No, I wanted that card. Watch me get no allies now. There she is. Okay, now I have an even harder decision because I could get 2 allies. I could get the envoy and the guard to continue my swarm, or I could get Faramir, who's a strong ally in and of himself, not to mention his really, really good questing ability. But I got to take Faramir. This is a questing quest. Yeah, wait 10 seconds there. Okay. So that's my planning. Let's go on to questing here before I make a bigger mess of things. Gunnison Theodred, of course. And the Prince. We'll take a point or a buck. Visionary's out. But then again, I do have Faramir. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll just send the gang. And yeah, we'll just leave it. We just got to stick a move here. So we'll keep Boromir back just because he's the man. We'll go ahead and trigger his brother ability. Everybody says you should just wait until you actually stage, so we'll do that. I'll heed my own advice here. So we've got 3, 4. That's not good, but maybe we'll just get a treachery. So let's see what happens. I do that right because I exhausted these guys. Yeah. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Got the errand writer there just in case we need it. Let's see what happens. Hello, East Quarter. East Quarter is in the active location. The quest gains battle. Okay, so that won't be bad once I get some money back on Boromir. That's 2, 4, which matches my questing. So we exhaust Faramir to trigger his ability, which adds 1, 2, 3, 4 to 8. So we've got 8 to the staging areas 4. We add 4 progress there, which is good. Not great. I should have sent Boromir. That's too bad. I'm trying to decide if I want to engage this guy. I'm just gonna wait because I can't block it. So another one undefended. No shadow, thankfully. So we put 1 on Big Boromir. He'll attack back, do 1 damage to this guy. I'm going to get at least 1 location this game. Mark my words. Alright. So I don't really have any planning. I will hopefully get to use Valiant Sacrifice. I've got the 1 location here. It's got to pick up battle. I don't have to worry about that yet. So we'll go ahead and send the usual crew. And actually I added 2. Let's count this up real quick. This kind of stinks without Visionary. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 with Faramir. Okay, we'll do that and we'll leave the Aaron Rider to block. So again, we'll wait just in case for some reason if we don't really overquest, and we'll wait and see. So we got 3, 4, 5, 6. So in case we get a treachery, we'll have Faramir ready, but we'll see. Oh, nope, we got a nice commander. One revealed, yeah, so no, I don't control anything yet. So we got 4, 5, 6, 7, so we will pop Faramir before we resolve questing. So I've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. To the staging area is 7. So we obviously clear this one. And take control of it. So now I can't do those undefended attacks anymore. Next round we're going to go battle, which shouldn't be a big deal. Hopefully that'll be it, and then we can wrap this one up. But I can't take any more undefended, so that's kind of sad. That's alright. I'm going to see if I can sneak one out, and hopefully next round I will not draw another location. That's what I'm going to bet on. So give this. That's 5 threat, and I've got how much battle am I going to be able to do? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That could be pretty good. And there's already 6 there, or 5. Yeah, that could do it. So hopefully we won't get a location next round. We're going to bet on that. So anyway, the South Thrawn Phalanx is going to attack my poor Errand Rider. Please don't make another attack. Okay, good. Yes, I'm glad to see that South Thrawn support go away. And Errand Rider gets smushed. Brad posed a good question. I'll get to that in a second. So he's smushed. Emerald pops up. We will spend a resource to play Valiant Sacrifice, draw some cards, give me something good. Another Valiant Sacrifice. That's not bad. He's swinging for 2, by the way, because I controlled 1. Anyway, so Boromir and Imrahil are going to swing back for Gondor. Pew! Pew! And he's very dead. And okay, so we do not have that location. Let's see if there's anything else I want to do here before we end the round. I don't think there's anything I need or want to do. So yeah, let's call it. Okay, so Brad asked in the chat room, it was a general question. Do you think ally hate or attachment hate is more punishing for the players? Chris says attachment hate. It's depends so much on your deck, because like I just got that attachment hate shadow first round on the Lost Visionary, and that kind of threw a nice little wrench into my machine. So at the moment, I'm saying ally hate or attachment hate, excuse me. But again, if your deck depends on chump blockers, or even allies like Arwen that grant special abilities, then that sucks too. So I guess it just really depends on the particular deck you're playing. Okay, brand new round. We'll go ahead and play Wealth of Gondor. We'll put 1 in Boromir's pot. And we'll spend 2 to put the captain into play. And I'm going to put, it's move, so I'm going to move 1 from Theodred to Boromir, just to make sure he's got plenty. So I guess one argument you could make, and waiting to play something like Wealth of Gondor would be to wait and see if there's any cards like shadow cards or anything like that discard resources from a hero. I'm pretty sure there's none of those in this deck, so I just went ahead and played it. Okay, so like I said, I'm betting on clearing this location and then just winning at the end of the round, but I still will have to suffer through the attacks of these guys, and I can't take any undefended. So It's not going to be quite as easy as I want it to be. So let's see. We got 6. Yeah, I'm going to have to keep some allies back for chumping. But I do have strength of arms. So we will definitely send... Let's see. I won't have to engage these guys necessarily, but I want to be sure. I want to play it safe. So... Alright, I am going to go ahead and send the team, just because I'm going to hope and pray that I don't get another location. So remember, we're at battle questing now because of the East Quarter. So we're using our attack power to quest. We've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Trigger Theodred, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Which is quite a lot. So unless something terrible happens, we should win this round. And then in case I don't win, I get an enemy I have to deal with. We've got strength of arms to get everybody ready. So questing for 17, we currently have 5 in the staging area. Let's see what happens. Okay, ooh. Each player chooses 1 sphere of influence. Each character a player controls that does not belong to his chosen sphere takes 3 damage. I choose leadership. Deal with that, Master's Malice. Well, that probably couldn't have gone any better. So 17 to 5, we win by a lot. Which clears this location. I will take control of it. And we go to travel. There's nowhere to travel. We go to engagement. I don't have to engage any of these guys. Combat's over. Refresh. It's the end of the round. I control all Osgiliath locations, and I have won. Thank you. So the second game went a little better. I think I made fewer mistakes, and I managed to pull out a victory. And so I think that last round goes to show just how well Boromir can work, especially in this case with a battle, because he's pumping up all these Gondor allies. So we wound up with a fair little army going, and they each had at least 1, most of them 2 attack power. So we just stormed through that last battle, and luckily we didn't pull any other locations. So anyway, I guess some improvements I might make to the deck. Any way to crank out more allies or to take advantage of them leaving play. I don't know if it'd be worth it to have some way of putting in the Horn of Gondor since they're leaving play. I probably should have included the Heir of Mardil. I forgot about that card. I intentionally didn't include Steward because I didn't want to lean on that too much. But I think Heir of Mardil would have been a great card. I just totally forgot about that one. I could have gotten a lot more action out of good old Boromir, but that's okay. And so next time I'll definitely put that in there. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the stream, enjoyed the video. I'm going to hang out for a few minutes to chat with you guys. And hopefully next round I will be less nervous and make fewer mistakes. But also be sure to tune in tonight, about 8 Eastern. Dan and I are going to be playing. We might show off some more leadership decks. I don't know what we're going to do, but it'll be fun. So thanks for watching, and see us next time.